So, anything else to add in chapter 5 here? So where we are talking about Seth, and then was Enosh Seth's son then?
I closed my Bible here. Let me check it out.
Yeah, with the one hand you have. I don't know how you're still holding. My arm would be a little sore.
Oh man, I've been working out, baby.
Oh yeah, I'll ask Elisa that.
Okay, are you talking verse 9?
Yeah.
Enosh had lived 90 years. He became the father of Kenan. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Or Kenan?
Oh, okay. So then we're going into
Oh,
more genealogy here. I see.
Seth lived and then had Enosh.
Yeah. And then Enosh had Kenan.
Hmm.
Kenan had Mahalalel.
Yeah, Mahalalelo.
Mahalalel.
So, but anyways, and then of course there's Jared.
Just
Uh,
normal Jared. How do
yeah.
we go from Mahalalel
Well,
to Jared?
well, one thing I want to say about Jared is that everybody liked to hang around him because he would give really cool jewelry to those people who hung with him.
Really?
Yeah. No,
How do
I
you
mean,
know
have you
that?
ever heard of that, Jared? I went to
Oh my gosh,
Jared's.
I'm so stupid.
No, I just have bad humor. I just have bad
No,
humor.
I'm so gullible. Like, I'm looking in here for the where he made jewelry. I'm like, is that later in the I wanna know what kinda jewelry he made back in the
Oh,
ancient years.
see,
That'd be
and that's a
cool.
good question because before it talks about a couple of lines of people making bronze and iron and musical instruments. So
Mhm.
you had every right to have that
You know
thought.
what? Maybe he did make jewelry. I'm gonna look it up. Not right now, but I will eventually.
Okay. But,
Cool.
all this stuff is simply, once again, the genealogy, as you have said.
Mhm.
And,
Do you wanna hop into 6 then?
well, no, I don't want to hop into six because a number of things, and I know I've already said this before, but we always have to remember sometimes people might say, well, what was their Bible before Moses started writing the first five books of the Bible? How did those people live? Well, here's the deal. It says here that Adam lived 930 years. So if he lived 930 years, he was able to talk firsthand to people about what happened and about the fall and about the promise, about the first murder, about the line of, you could say,
Of
of the
Adam.
serpent.
I
And
wonder if God was still walking with these guys.
well, that's why I thought at the end of chapter 4, it says at that time people began to call on the name of the Lord. Now, some people I don't call them heretics. They'll say they're calling on the name of the Lord. They're praising God and they're really righteous people. I look at it kind of the different direction. They're calling on the name of the Lord because now God has left or he sent them away. He kicked Adam and Eve of out of the Garden of Eden, and it says in the garden he was actually walking in the cool of the day, almost like saying, "Hi, where are you, Adam?" And then later on, he actually has a personal conversation with Cain, and it seems like he's right there with him.
Mhm.
Now they have to call on the name of the Lord instead of having the Lord right there with them.
Mhm.
That's what I think. And Cain really big time because he is now wandering. He's super far away.
Mhm.
He's super east of Eden. So
Yeah.
that's what I think.
It makes me think of not that God created the world out of a business plan, but when you do something to start, typically you're there all the time, you're around, and then the more it grows, you kind of just pick up.
Hands off.
Yeah, and just kind of
Hmm.
see what happens, and you just kind of you're still dictating, you're still making all the decisions and doing all the things, but you're kind of backed off.
That could be true. I think as the text is flowing, it's like, oh man, things just keep getting worse because Cain is so far away now, but it's because he's been sent away. And he actually says, I'm going to be away from your presence.
Mhm.
And so I look at that as a punishment. And so that's where I kinda lean towards, but I didn't think about this, as the world gets populated, hey, uh, there's a great argument to say that having the image of God means having God's authority. Well, if God's authority is present in humanity and humanity is multiplying, maybe what you're saying is true in that, oh, there's just these more things for you to run. I'm kind of getting hands off. This is your job.
Mhm.
So, no, I understand what you're saying. I never thought of that. So, you always
That's why
come
I'm
up with
here.
these interesting observations that I would never have thought of in a million years.
Mm,
You are approaching the text very cleanly and clearly, so that's a neat thing.
maybe. Cool.
Uh,
I also might go a little rogue too sometimes. That's why it's a good balance,
oh, yeah,
I think.
that's very good. The reason I didn't want us to go forward was that there's this very important passage in here, and then it's used in the New Testament. And it talks about a guy named Enoch. Growing up, there's a very popular show among kids. No adults watch this show, but Land of the Lost. There is a reptilian figure called Enoch on that show. Have you ever seen Land of the Lost?
Is it with dinosaurs?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You've seen it?
yeah.
And it looks kind of hokey?
It looks bad now when
Yeah.
I look back and watch it, but when I was a kid, I used to love that show.
No way. Now what there were 2. There was one from the '70s and then one from the late '90s.
Probably late 90s for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, it was a great theme song. I'll sing it maybe another time, but now I feel if I sang it, I'd just be trying to be too goofball-y. Enoch was one of the characters, but back to Enoch here. It says something amazing. Enoch walked faithfully with God, then he was no more because God took him away. Everybody else in this genealogy until we hit Noah talks about death. He lived this long, then he died. He lived this long, then he died. But not this guy. He lived. He was no more, but not because he ceased to exist, but because God grabbed him and apparently brought him into glory without having him die.
Hmm.
The rest die. And so sometimes we're like, oh, this concept of living forever, that's only a New Testament thing. No, it's not a New Testament thing. It's very much an Old Testament thing. Everybody's dying, sure, but not this guy. And in the book of Hebrews, it says, well, tell you what, can you turn your Bible to the book of Hebrews? And I'll keep my finger too. I'll get in here.
Mine can balance pretty good. So, Hebrew.
Hebrews chapter 11.
Except I don't know my Bible, I don't know where Hebrew would be at in here. Deuteronomy, King.
It's in the New Testament,
Oh,
and I got page 1709 for Hebrews 7, but I'm looking for Hebrews chapter 11.
okay.
Ah, I'm having okay.
Faith in action.
And I'm looking at verse 5.
Okay.
By faith, Enoch was taken from this life so that he did not experience death. He could not be found because God had taken him away. For before he was taken, he was commended as one who pleased God. Without faith, it is impossible to please God, because anyone who comes to him must believe that he exists and that he rewards those who earnestly seek him. So Enoch had a special relationship with God, and that's why he was taken.
See, I shouldn't skip these genealogies then, because I would have missed that.
Gotcha. And so, I mean, and yeah, it's pretty quick to a certain extent because it's only quick in regards to all this other stuff around it, and it is easy to skip. And
But
so,
he says he died.
what was that?
Says he died.
Who says he
It
died?
says Enosh lived a total of 905 years and then he died.
That's Enosh. This is Enoch.
Ah,
Going back now, yeah, I see. I got to get back to Genesis chapter 4.
wait, Enosh.
Enosh and Enoch.
Oh, Enoch was after.
Yep.
Enoch, altogether Jared.
So
He's the
we're
father of Enosh.
okay. Jared, let's see, same day.
When Jared,
Oh
after he
man,
became the father of Enosh, Jared lived total, then he died. lived. Oh, verse 24.
Verse 24.
Yeah.
When Enoch had lived 65 years, he became the father of Methuselah, and he became the father of Methuselah. After he became the father of Methuselah, Enoch walked faithfully with God 300 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Enoch lived a total of 365 years. Enoch walked faithfully with God, then he was no more because God took him away.
Mm.
Hey, and this makes us even think
Died.
just because a person doesn't live as long as others doesn't mean they don't have a good relationship with God. This guy had the best relationship with God among everybody that has been talked about. He had this special relationship with God, but he died. Now, it's amazing 365 years. Yeah, but compared to the 800 to over 900 years of the other guys, he probably seemed like that youngin, that little
Mhm.
guy, that guy who never really hit the full ripe age. But, all I'm saying is that just because a person doesn't live the same age as other people older than them doesn't necessarily mean
Mhm.
that they didn't have a special relationship with God. This guy had a special relationship with God, and God took him. And so this is actually what's gonna happen, Shannon, to people who are alive when Jesus returns, if they're Christians, okay? They are being gonna be they're gonna be with God and glorified in their humanity and be made perfect without dying, all right? Sometimes people say this, "Well, there's 2 things you can count on in the world, death and taxes." Well, I I don't know about death. I know about taxes, but this says death is a little unsure because the truth is maybe someday Jesus is going to come before we die. And if that happens, then we're never going to die. We're going to be just like Enoch.
Hmm.
So
Interesting.
there is this generation of people that are not going to die, and Enoch is our predecessor.
Mhm.
We'll be walking in the ways of Enoch.
Mhm. But I wonder if it'll be instantaneous or if it'll be because I know when reading, I think when Jesus returns, he'll return the same way he came
Left, yeah.
left. So it would technically start in is it Jerusalem or Bethlehem? Where did he leave? I can't remember.
He left at the Mount of Olives, which is right outside of Jerusalem.
Jerusalem. And so would think that he would come there first
Mm.
and do his thing there, and then it would transfer to us. But I don't know, maybe it'll just be bloop and then gone.
Well, it does seem like he's coming down.
I feel like there's more to it, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like there's gonna be more to it. But that could all be what if. I don't know what the Bible says.
Yeah, and there seems to be a judgment day where there's this distinction between the differences. Those people who were the line of the serpent, you could say the seed of the woman. The Bible might talk about it later on, it being the sheeps and the goats, the sheep, I should say, and the goats.
Mhm.
So, but there does seem to be that's going to be part of the recognition of Judgment Day. uh, But we know where we're going to be already, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah. I was listening to this one pastor talk. I can't remember his name. He was doing a little sermon on how there's going to be two different forms of judgment.
Uh-oh.
Is that
I
true?
I I'll have to listen to this guy, but I don't think right off the top of my head, that sounds wrong.
Sounds wrong.
Yeah, yeah. 2
Mm.
forms of judgment? I don't know what that means.
It means like you'll have. He talked about how when you die and get to heaven, to your left, there's all these stacks of books of everything you've ever done wrong,
Mhm,
and then on your right is just one book
mhm,
of maybe
mhm.
the things you did right, or something like that. And he talks about how there's that judgment, and then we're based on how we lived our life, we're placed in a certain way in heaven. Like we're not all doing the same thing in heaven.
Yeah, uh, I guess I didn't think of that as being judgment, just kind of a matter of our glorification and how life's gonna be.
Hmm.
I never thought of that really as judgment, and that can be a little scary because Here is my sinful nature. As a person who would hear that or read that somewhere, that would make me think, "Uh-oh, I gotta do some works so I can get in a better situation on the last day."
Okay.
But then if you're doing something to gain and not out of love for God,
Mhm.
it's really not a good work, so it
Right.
won't be honored.
Right.
So, I almost wish this guy never said this thing,
Oh,
you know?
yeah, interesting. I'll have to show it to you later. Or
Okay.
do you want me to look it up now?
No, no, don't look it up now.
Okay. Yeah, we could talk more about it later, but it was just interesting in like two forms of judgment.
I think that's dangerous thinking, but even to talk about 2 forms of judgment bothers me.
Oh.
So, we should be waiting for 1 judgment day, not I thought maybe you're gonna go with this in that on the last day, it talks about those who have gone before us will be coming down with the Lord. So what happens is that they rise up from the dead and then meet the Lord in the air. And then he continues to come down, and there is then the last judgment. But you already
Mm.
know that those people who died and have been raised up from the dead and are
Mhm.
glorified right then and there, you know what side they're on.
Mm. Yeah, maybe we that makes sense.
Mhm.
If we go up when he's coming down and then he finishes,
Well, that's
right?
exactly what's happening,
Oh.
I would say, in the book of Thessalonians. And that's why someday we will talk about the rapture because I think there's a misunderstanding about it. But as the Lord's coming down, first it says he raises up the people who've died. So they come with the Lord. All right. They go up, their souls meet their bodies, they rise from the dead, and they go up with the Lord as he's coming down. Then we go up to meet the Lord.